There's just certain things that when one has dyslexia, they find it very hard to remember. And i.e. it could be, people's names, dates, times to be somewhere. So there's been occasions where I've gone to the wrong airport on the wrong day, gone there a day too early or a day too late. It's almost like having two types of people that live in your head, because sometimes I could write a paragraph or I could write a sentence, and to me it looks perfectly fine. And then when I read it again and again, then I start realizing that I've made some major errors. Dyslexia is a coordination disorder, also known as DCD. Dyslexia affects people differently. Like for me, for example, I have a difficult time identifying from left to right. And also, in some situations, dyslexia affects people with reading and writing. And in other situations, it affects people with numbers. For me, I have no problem with reading unless they're words that I have never seen before. But for some people, dyslexia can affect them completely where they are unable to read, where reading is a complete issue. Some of the experience that I experienced growing up that were challenging for me and not my peers. One was basically being able to read out loud. Even though I can read, by the time words basically come out, get to my brain and come out is an issue. So reading out loud was an issue. And remembering numbers, for example, pins. I have blocked my pins so many times. And also coordination, like I said, this affects you muddling up dates and muddling up times. So there's been occasions where I've gone to the wrong airport on the wrong day, gone there a day too early or a day too late. Traveling can be a bit of an issue. So when one has dyslexia, you kind of have to find a formula that works for you. The challenges that I experienced growing up that affected me with dyslexia was reading out loud. That was an issue. And also remembering dates and numbers. And also just muddling up things like emails, going to certain places, like for example to the airport a day too late or a day too early. That was also an issue for me. When I say all these remembering things, it sounds like when you have dyslexia, you have bad memory, where you actually really don't. Because if a person has dyslexia and can't read, they use their memory an awful lot. So they might see a word or something and remember it. But there's just certain things that when one has dyslexia, they find it very hard to remember. And i.e. it could be, people's names, dates, times to be somewhere. You find these things very difficult. So I can also say that what I've found extremely difficult is coordination of getting places on time and just being able just to manage myself in a particular type of way.